FFA state president. I'm from Paradise, Texas, which is about 45 minutes northwest. But in FFA, I'm from Area 4, which is Decatur to Abilene, from Stephenville, all the way up to the border of Texas and Oklahoma. Now, while I was still in high school, because we both just graduated this past May, I stayed pretty involved in my high school. I went to a 3A, so about 93 kids in my graduating class. But I stayed involved in things like student council, UIL, tennis my last 2 years, but the main thing that I did was FFA. When I graduated, I planned on going to Texas A&M University, which is a little ironic because I showed Texas Longhorn cattle from 8th grade all the way up until I graduated high school. However, the plans of me going to A&M had to change just a little bit when I was elected as the state president. Because what that means is for this next year, I do not go to college. I deferred my first year of college. Instead, this is what I do full time. So I go to 3 chapters, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's about 15 chapters in a week, traveling the state of Texas. I've been all the way down in Edinburgh, all the way up to Texline. So I've been all over the state, and that was all last semester. So we're about halfway through with travel now, but we're pretty excited to be here.
Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Jeremiah McGee, and I'm from your area, Area 6. Anybody know where like Union Grove is? Gladewater? Gladewater? Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where I graduated from, is Union Grove. I graduated with about like 59 students. While I was at Union Grove, though, I was involved in a couple events like UIL and different things, but really it was all about FFA. And throughout really my FFA career, I started off like, as most of us do, like in positions and different things like that. But we're super excited to be here today. I currently serve as the Area 6 State Vice President. I first want to tell a little bit of how Hunter and I are different from each other. So Hunter is a part of the travel team. Okay, they travel like 365 days of the year, all across the state of Texas. Sometimes they get to be at home and different things like that. But we're here at Area 6 on the second travel week. So y'all are, I think, right, the third school that we've been to today. And so we're going to give a workshop and different things like that. But really, we want y'all to have fun, but also learn something, okay? And y'all get to skip a little bit of class, right? So that's pretty good, okay? So we're going to get started, but remember those 2 things. Learn something and have fun throughout this thing.
Absolutely. So the first thing that we're going to actually do is a game of Would You Rather.
Yeah.
So with this game of Would You Rather, we're actually going to ask everyone if they would just hit the space bar.
Yeah.
It'll work that. Perfect. All right, everyone go ahead and stand up, and then if you'd actually come to this front section right here. All right, so with this game of Would You Rather, we're going to give y'all 2 options. We'll ask y'all to go to one side of the room for one option, the other side of the room for the other option.
Alrighty, so who would rather give up bathing for a month or give up brushing your teeth for a month? So, if you'd rather give up bathing for a month, go to this side of the room. And if you'd rather give up brushing your teeth for a month, go to this side of the room. Okay. So why would you rather give up bathing for a month? Why would you rather give up bathing for a month?
Well, I mean, I just don't want to not brush my teeth.
He just doesn't want to not brush his teeth, right? Alrighty? Now why would you rather give up brushing your teeth for a month? Having alternates for brushing your teeth, okay? Anybody else? Okay, let's go to the next one.
Would you rather eat an entire jar of mayonnaise in one sitting or drink a gallon of pickle juice?
Oh my God.
So this side will be pickle juice, this side will be mayonnaise. We don't have a single person over here for mayo. I personally would probably be on this side. Cannot stand pickles at all in any way, shape, or form. But we do want to hear from y'all. Why did we choose pickle juice over mayo? Let's get these 2. Cramps. No cramps. No cramps. And what did you just say? She has 15 jars of pickles in her house currently. So it's not just her, but her entire family just loves Big Lebowski.
All right, so would you rather fight 10 chicken-sized people or 1 person-sized chicken? So if you'd rather fight 10 chicken-sized people, go to this side of the room. And if you'd rather fight 1 person-sized chicken, go to this side of the room. So why are we fighting 10 chicken-sized people? You're scared of chickens, okay? Anybody else? No?
You just did that little trick.
It'd be easier to fight. You do what? Where you draw the line and make them hypnotized? Yeah. All 10 hypnotized? All right, why would you rather fight 1 person-sized chicken? Ankle biters? Okay. You would have a feast after you killed it, if you could kill it, right?
Would you rather start uncontrollably singing every time you hear music, or uncontrollably dance every time you hear music? So this side will be singing, this side will be dancing.
I'm moving.
Axel, come here.
I can't.
Alrighty, so okay, so we clearly have a heavy majority that chose singing. We have 5 dancers over here. So this is dancing. So we. I wasn't gonna ask y'all to. Oh, and it slowly changed to 2. Why did we choose dancing over singing? Alright,
They're always looking for girlfriends.
oh, okay, so maybe it's a move to get the ladies over there.
Who's that, Dan?
Alright, so why did we choose singing over dancing? Yeah, it might be something that we already do, so it's not really that bad of an option to take. So when we're looking at our options for would you rather, whether it's singing over dancing or pickle juice over mayo, why are we choosing some of the options that we chose? What's kind of the thought process we're going through when we're making our decisions? Let's get at least one person to share. What's kind of the thought process we're going through when we're making our decisions?
Stuff that we, it's like stuff that we like.
Yeah, just stuff that we would like to do. That personal preference is kind of kicking in. So whether it's just we prefer the taste of pickle juice over mayo, or maybe we think we're a better singer than dancer, better dancers than singers. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, things that we're better at, one of our strengths, and identifying opportunities that utilize them so we can see that personal development. Y'all can head back to y'all seats. Thank y'all. All right, so for our next activity, we're going to need 4 volunteers. All right, so we got our 4 volunteers. Thank y'all for volunteering for our game that we call Silent Opera. So with this activity, we have 3 different roles. The first role that we have is the players. And you right here will be our players. Y'all are going to go up with Jeremiah up on the stage real quick. Now, the next role we have is our guides. And these 2 right here will be our guides. We could have one of the guides stand right here. And then whenever she comes back, I'll let her know. And then the third role that we have is the audience. So that is the rest of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over each of the different roles and the rules for each of them. So the first one we're going to go over is the audience. So what y'all are going to be doing is when we get the screen back, we're going to put 3 tasks up on the board. Y'all are going to read those tasks and communicate to our 2 guides what the players are supposed to be doing. However, you cannot speak, you cannot say a single thing. So we must non-verbally communicate to our guides what they're supposed to be doing. Now, our guides, what y'all are going to be doing is y'all are going to be interpreting what the audience is trying to tell y'all and communicate that to our 2 players up here, what they're supposed to be doing. However, if we will face the audience with our shoulders and our eyes real quick. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so if I could have you come over here, stand. You're gonna kind of stand right here. Now, our guides, y'all are gonna fully face the audience with y'all's shoulders and y'all's eyes. Now, starting out, you are not allowed to turn around at all. You cannot turn your head around, whatever. You can't look at the screen in any way or look at the players in any way. So, y'all are gonna be interpreting what they're trying to say because they're gonna be communicating to y'all non-verbally. They're gonna be telling the player back there what they're supposed to be doing. Perfect. All right. And our players, they had their rules explained to them by Jeremiah. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be listening to our two guides right here and completing those tasks. So for our guides, also just another little thing, since y'all can't turn around, just make sure y'all speak really loudly. So when we say go, we're going to put the 3 tasks up there. Y'all will start non-verbally communicating. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, what are we reading?
The words up there.
Put the ball in the bucket.
So y'all can't speak. That was y'all's biggest rule. Yes. Non-verbally communicating to our 2 guides right
Okay. So Cassidy, acts like you're throwing a ball.
Okay. Like throw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so we talk to them?
here. Yes, but you can't turn around.
And there's a bucket on the ground, and you're throwing the ball in the bucket.
Okay. Okay. I threw it in the bucket.
And then you pick it back up in the bucket.
I don't like. Okay.
Pick up the ball from the bucket.
Is there a real ball?
Is there a ball?
Guys, I don't know where the ball is.
Where's the ball? So pick the ball up off the ground.
Is it in front of the
Oh, I got the ball! Okay.
Wait, where's the
Put
ball?
in the bucket. You gotta feel around for the ball.
This player has completed the task.
We need, this player still needs to complete the task.
Where's the ball?
I promise you it's on the stage.
It's on your left. It's on your left.
Okay. Oh, I found it.
And you gotta find the bucket and throw it in the bucket.
I'll hand you the ball back.
Okay. Let me.
Put it
All right, task 2.
standing. In the circle. You're standing in a circle. You're gonna go stand in a circle.
With who?
Together. Stand in a circle together.
With Juju?
Yeah. To the right, to your right. No, separate. Wow. Separate.
What?
Juju, come back over here. Keep going to the right.
Okay, I go to the right.
Yes.
How far do I go?
You have to stay in a circle. Now
far
keep
do I
going
go?
left a little bit.
What do I do?
Keep going. Keep going to the circle.
Alright, this player has completed the
To the
task.
right still. What's that? Keep going right. Keep going right. 4 steps to the right. How do I complete this? Like, where's the circle?
Am I in?
3 more to the right.
This player has completed the task.
Yay.
Go
Go to the left. High five.
Okay.
Go to the middle. Go to the middle. You're gonna meet in the middle and high five.
Oh, Juju, don't stop me. Where are you?
Tortilla.
Okay, ready? Don't hit me in the leg. Ready? Yes. Go. Okay, ready? Okay, go.
I will say, with the bucket task, that is the longest time I think it's ever taken for our players to find the ball and the bucket.
Put it through the hoop.
Yeah, and put it, yeah. My favorite thing is she kept throwing it or trying to throw it in there, but she actually ended up making it. So with this activity, we had 3 different roles. What were those 3 roles called? Audience, guides, and players. Absolutely. So we had the audience, the guides, and the players. What could the audience do that nobody else could do?
We can see.
They could see, we could see the board, we could see the players, and we could non-verbally communicate to our guides what the players were supposed to do. And what could the guys do that nobody else could do? Yeah, absolutely. They're the only ones that could verbally communicate back to our players what they were supposed to do. Now, what could the players do that nobody else could do? Accomplish the task. They're the only ones that were actually able to move around and do the task. Grab the ball and put it in the bucket or throw it in the bucket. Stand in the circle and high-five each other. So with this activity, we had the 3 different roles, and each role was given a different set of strengths. And it was our job to use those strengths together to complete a common goal, task, or opportunity. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, how we can use those strengths to complete those goals and tasks and opportunities. But before we can do that, we first have to define, what strengths are to us. So will someone just shout out a real simple definition of what a strength is?
Something you're good at.
Absolutely. Something you're good at. What we define strength as, it doesn't work. Oh, of course now it works. Perfect. A strength is a positive trait or skill that helps an individual handle challenges, participate in activities, and achieve goals effectively. Also known as something you're good at. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab that note card, and we're going to draw a line down the middle of it just to start. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a line down the middle of our note card. All right, so we should have that line drawn by now. If not, it's not going to take us that long to catch back up. But on the left side of that note card, we're going to write down 2 strengths that we personally have. Jeremiah, could you give us an example of 2 you have?
Yeah. So how many of you like to talk a little bit? Yeah, like to talk? Okay, so I'm someone who likes to communicate. That's one of mine, is communication. Anybody in here, like, it's exciting when you solve a problem? Like, anybody loves solving problems, maybe in math or different things? I'm one of those that when I get like an issue or a topic, I love to be able to just find the answer and problem solve. Go through the different steps and try and figure out how I can do better. And so those are my 2 strengths, communication and problem solving.
Absolutely. So, whether our strengths are communication, problem solving, dedication, determination, a good work ethic, we're going to write down 2 strengths on the left side of that card. We do have an example list up here of some different strengths. We're more than welcome to use this list. We don't have to use this list. We do encourage a little bit of creativity. But answers we do want to stray away from are things like volleyball, basketball, showing livestock. Those aren't necessarily strengths. We're looking more for those mental strengths.
That one suits you.
So what we've been able to do now is we've been able to see different examples of strengths and use, but also define what it means to us. So then we can take that, look back onto ourselves, and identify the strengths within us.
All right, y'all ready to have a little bit of fun now? Now that we've kind of identified some strengths in ourselves, we're going to have some fun and identify strengths in different situations with people, maybe some animals, right? All right, let's go to it. Who would you put on your basketball team? Ready? I heard y'all went to the 4th round, 3rd round? 3rd round of basketball, right? Yeah. All right, the giraffe, the hippo, the cheetah, or the kangaroo? All right, who's picking the giraffe? Yeah, picking the giraffe? Why would you pick the giraffe? He's tall, right? Yeah, very tall. Who's picking the hippo? Anybody? Right here? Go ahead. You don't know why? Just you pick him? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Alrighty. The cheetah? Who's picking the cheetah? Yeah, right here. He's fast, right? He's going to get down the court. And then the kangaroo. Who's picking the kangaroo? Yeah, a lot of us. Let's see. Yeah, right here. It can jump. Yeah, it can jump. Anybody else? Okay. All right, let's move on. So, who would you hire as your bodyguard? You ready? Reba, the Rock, the Wolverine, or Shrek? All right, who's picking Reba? Anybody picking Reba? Nobody Reba? Y'all leaving her all alone? Okay. We have the same hair. Right, yeah. Redhead thing. Why wouldn't you pick my cousin? All right. Who's picking the rock? Okay. It's okay. Why would you have him as your bodyguard? He's strong, right? Yeah. Alrighty, and the Wolverine? Anybody? Okay, right here? Yeah, you picking him?
Oh, yes, I am.
Why?
He's so strong.
Oh, so strong, right? Anybody else? Did you say you're picking Wolverine? Unkillable. Yeah, he's unkillable. He can never die, right? And last but not least, Shrek. Who's picking Shrek? All right, right here. You're not picking Shrek? What? Yeah, go ahead. He does not hold back, right? You make him mad, don't poke the bear or the ogre, right? Okay. All right. Who are you putting on your livestock judging team? You ready? Iron Man, Guy Fieri, George Strait, or Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart.
Right? Alrighty, who's picking Iron Man? Okay, right here. Right? He can scan things, yeah, uses computer systems, whatever he needs to. Yeah? You? No? Okay. Who's picking Guy Fieri? Yeah.
We might not win, but we're going to get
Right? Might not win, but we're going to eat, right? George Strait? Anybody picking George Strait? Yeah?
For everything.
Just a
For
little.
everything.
Nah, George knows his animals.
Yeah? George knows his animals.
The rest of them.
Alrighty, and Kevin Hart. Who's picking Kevin? Okay, why are you picking Kevin Hart back there?
If there's anything wrong with it, he's going to find it.
He's gonna find. He may make something wrong and find it, but he's gonna find what's wrong with it. We're gonna relate it back towards the FFA. Throughout the FFA, how many of you, as you look across this list, you're like, oh, I've been in that contest before. Anybody? Okay, some of us, right? So these skills, as we looked, I'm gonna pick one, the basketball team, right? We look at the draft. He's tall. The hippo. He's big. He can do really good defense. And then we've got the cheetah. He's really fast, right? Different things like that. Well, that's exactly what this group is. You all have different strengths that you can bring towards the FFA. And so we've kind of brought up a little bit more, maybe some activities that you can get involved in that the FFA really needs your strengths and really to make our organization successful. Alrighty, how many of you know what chapter conducting is? Yeah? Anybody want to kind of explain just a little bit? It's okay if you're not like spot on. It's okay. Right, conducting of a meeting, okay? So it's about a group of 6 to 7 people that come together. They're in a room, maybe they have an audience, maybe they don't. And they conduct a meeting, okay? Whether that's over problems, whether they're trying to find solutions. Okay, so really, throughout this whole chapter conducting process, you're solving problems, right? So let's go through like some of the different strengths that we'll need for this. So accountable. Anybody put accountable on their sheet? Maybe on one of the strengths. Okay. Well, this is something like that would be really good in chapter conducting. You obviously have to be accountable, right? Accountable for what you're going to bring forward. Accountable for your actions. How your composure is during a meeting. Teamwork, right? I know some of y'all put teamwork on there. How many put teamwork on your note card? Nobody? I could have sworn I saw teamwork. I know some of y'all did. But teamwork. How many of y'all in athletics? Right? A lot of us, okay? So teamwork is really valuable in chapter conducting, right? Without teamwork, you would not have a meeting, right? It would be chaos. And so that's why you would need one of those strengths, and then problem-solving skills, like I said before. Next, we're going to go over.
Yeah, so the next one we're going to look at is job interview. Have any of us ever competed in job interview? If not, that is all right. Perfect. So, with this contest, how many of us have ever had a real-life job interview? Okay, keep those hands up. Raise your hand if you've ever had a real-life job. All right, absolutely. So a lot of us either have experience with what a job actually is, or maybe even that interview process. And also, there's probably a few of us that have been in an interview, maybe not for a job, but just another interview. And that's what this contest mirrors pretty well, that real-life job interview experience. You start the contest off with filling out an application and a resume and a job posting. Then you go into the over-the-phone interview, and then an in-person interview, and you close out the contest with a correspondence letter, which is basically just a letter saying, like, thank you for your time, I hope you consider me for this position. So, some of the strengths that we're going to look at for this contest is authentic, the ability to be 100% yourself 100% of the time. The next one we're going to look at is detail-oriented. This one is especially important on those applications and resumes, all the paperwork, making sure to put all the little details about yourself, but also, even in the in-person interview, when you're answering questions, making sure to go into detail about the really important things to show how qualified you are for this job. And the last one that we have is responsible. Now, responsible is just really important to be able to exude that you are responsible, be able to show that you are responsible. The employer is only going to want to be able to hire someone that is a responsible person. But now we're actually going to take a step outside of the FFA and look at some other extracurriculars. So raise your hand if you're in athletics. All right, just shout out some of the sports that we're in. Soccer. Say it a little bit louder. Basketball. Okay, perfect. So with these sports, we use different strengths. Let's get at least 2 strengths that we use in these sports, 2 mental strengths that we use. Teamwork, absolutely. One more. Communication, absolutely. So teamwork and communication within our sports. Raise your hand if you're in fine arts. This is floral design, regular art class, theater, band, choir, anything like that. All right, so what do we do within fine arts? Theater, absolutely. Absolutely. Floral, absolutely. So what are some of those mental strengths we need in fine arts? Absolutely. So fast learning and also a good memory. Absolutely. One more. Detail oriented. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now raise your hand if you're in UIL or have ever done UIL. All right. So there's a few of us. So what are some of the contests that we were in or are in? Ready writing, mathematics. So we have fine arts, UIL, and athletics. So whether we're using that teamwork in athletics or using that detail orientedness in fine arts. UIL, I don't think we really got to talk about some of those strengths, but it's a lot of research skills. It's a lot of being able to, it's a lot of discipline actually, being able to really lock in and be able to study for those contests. So we're using all these strengths outside of the FFA and in these other extracurriculars, and that's not something that's entirely meaningless. We know that we're using our strengths in our day-to-day lives and outside of the FFA. However, the FFA gives us the opportunity to take those strengths that we're using in other extracurriculars in our everyday lives and continue to refine them and continue to grow them. It gives us an opportunity to go into a contest or go into an opportunity and really start to hone in on those strengths and continue to shape them. And that's what we're going to look at right now. So if everyone will grab that note card again. This time on the right side of that card, we're going to write down an opportunity that we want to pursue that uses those 2 strengths. So, we encourage those opportunities to be FFA related, but they don't have to be. We've had answers such as colleges that we want to get into, future careers that we want to have one day. Of course, again, we encourage them to be FFA related, but they don't have to be.
So now we got a really fun activity. I'm going to split y'all up real quick into 3 different groups, okay? It's called a loop relay, okay? So what you're going to have, each team will have a loop, okay? It'll start at one end, and you've got to get it all the way through everybody until it reaches this end. The only rule is that everyone has to be holding hands at all times. Alrighty, so everybody listen up real quick. We're gonna let the first place team demonstrate by like probably 4 people on their strategy on how they won.
Since I was the leader, you know, I just kind of knew what to do, so I just went and then I helped her do it, but we were still holding hands. And then I would just like keep on going, but I wouldn't break like our hands.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Good job. Alright, so I'm about to kind of like talk a little bit about what we kind of did through the loop relay, and then also how it kind of relates a little bit back to our own lives and maybe in the FFA. Right? So we first started off and we all did what? We practiced, right? We had the repetition first. Okay? We all got in our lines, we did it how we think we should have done it, and we just kind of listened to instruction, right? Then we seek learning. Okay, like y'all had the moment, some of y'all won, and now you got into your lines, and you're like, okay, we got to come up with a strategy. We've got to seek learning. We've got to fight to win, right? Next is the collaboration with peers, the people in our line, right? We all had probably, how many of y'all had like a lot of thoughts, like in your group? People were like, oh, let's do this. How about this? Okay, yeah, right. So many of us had like a couple of thoughts on maybe, you know, we go through. All of our team go through the hoop like in one, okay? And I'm just running everybody around, okay? Alrighty, and then feedback from mentors. Maybe you had feedback from Hunter and I, maybe it was from your own teammates, right? In life, it's much the same way, right? We first have to start off seeking, right? Then we learn from really practice, right? We learn from going through it multiple times, right? Even though we went through it like twice. And then we have our self-reflection, okay, where this is the time where we realize what we did, right? We have the time where it's like, okay, now once we won, we had to figure out exactly how we did that. We had a team over here with the 4 people show at first how they did it, and that's really how the FFA is. It starts off with these things, and we end, and we have a goal. Hunter, do you want to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I've heard within FFA is action without reflection is pointless. So if we do something and don't at least think about it a little bit, why did I do it? How can I get better at what I'm doing? What can I improve on? But what also did I do good? Without that reflection and just thinking about a little bit what we just did, it makes it pointless.
So next, I want everybody to grab their card and I want you to flip it on the back. Okay, so on the front you've got your 2 strengths and then your opportunity. Now that we've kind of gone over those 5 things about like practice, you know, seeking mentors, different things like that, we're going to find our first step, our actionable first step to the opportunity to develop strength. Okay? So you're going to find your first actionable step to achieving and develop your strength. Okay? And maybe that opportunity. So what are you going to do to achieve that opportunity? Maybe, like some of you said, vet tag. Maybe you're going into ag mechanics or something like that. Maybe it's a career. What is your first step that you're going to do? And I want you to write it down on that note card. What are y'all?
Okay.
Yeah.
Big takeaways from our time together today is the importance of identifying our strengths so then we can find opportunities that utilize them. Because when we do that, we get 2 outcomes. We first find opportunities that we're going to like. Opportunities that we're going to enjoy. But we also find opportunities that we're going to be able to excel in and grow in. And that's what we really want to see is that growth, that personal development within ourselves. However, none of that starts without that first step. We have to be willing to take that first step, maybe get a little bit uncomfortable, maybe step outside of our comfort zones, maybe inconvenience ourselves to see that growth and see that development of ourselves and our strengths. But that is the end of our workshop. We've put our professional Instagrams up here if y'all want to stay connected with us throughout this next year. Awesome. All right, so what we're going to do now is just a little Q&A. We have quite a bit of time left, but this is just something we like to do at the chapters that we go to if we have time. But this is just a time for y'all if y'all have questions for us, whether they're about FFA, state office, ag, us, ask away.
So let me ask you, in your chapter, like if you say the creed first, you get your jacket for free, right?
Yes.
Okay. It was the same for my chapter when I was a freshman. Are you a freshman? Yeah? Okay. So,
I do all
yes, you do. Come on, Juju. Come on. To the rest of my chapter, yeah, that's a good question. Really, as an area officer, right? I would. Are you saying without any like service at all, or just like as an area?
As you move on.
Right. Yeah. I would simply just say, listen to the people around you. As one of those was like, listen to mentors and different things. I never realized that your mentors in life, which whoever it is, maybe it's grandparents, parents, or whatever, I never realized that they, most of the time, have more belief in you than you do yourself.
So can I ask you to talk a little, like we're fixing to throw out the opportunity for our students to sign up or want them to go to convention.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what that experience might be and what they could look forward to?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You actually
Convention. Yeah.
We just dropped something about convention today on Instagram.
You did. And
Yeah.
like it's very exciting.
So, convention is probably the most energetic and exciting part of just about any FFA member's career. And that's because, like, at the end of the year, you whether you're done and it's summer break and now you get to hang out with friends, you get to go to convention. My freshman year, I actually did not go to convention. I got new ag teachers and I was like, I don't even know who these people are. I'm not going to go. But my sophomore year I did, and it's crazy to explain what convention is like. Like, it's really a fireball like of energy, if you could kind of attain that. But it's not like overwhelming either. Like, it's not one of those where you have to do much work, right? We do, but you get to like enjoy what convention is. But convention will teach you a lot about really what the FFA is and why we are in the FFA. Because it's all about really relationships and connections at the end of the day. And you're going to meet people all across the state in one big arena. And you could be sitting on the floor voting for, the next state officer. Or you could be voting on talent, different things like that. How many of you were at area convention in the room? Yeah? Yeah.
FYI, we're winning. Area 6 is winning.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Talent?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the exciting parts like that you get to root for your area while also getting to express everything about convention, from keynote, to our talent person who's coming, and I'll let him, explain more about those.
Convention is always one of my favorite things. This year, we're expecting anywhere in between 17,000 and 20,000 people to show up to convention. But it's like one of my favorite things, we call it pre-session hype. And it's literally like, they just have lasers going, it's just really loud music, and you're just getting to be around your chapter especially, but also the entirety of your area. You can, as long as your ag teachers and everyone's okay with it, you can kind of wander out, go meet people from across the state. But what we were talking about earlier is, so we have also Tuesday night, we have the kickoff concert, and this year we have Wyatt Flores coming in. He's going to come sing for us. And then also on Tuesday morning, I believe that's when our keynote speaker is talking, J.B. Mooney. So he will be coming to convention. And there's stuff that we can't talk about, people that we know are coming, but there's also some pretty exciting people. I mean, all of us will give RAs, which is basically just an opportunity for us to share something. Yeah, share something about our years, share something we're passionate about. They're pretty emotional. Convention is a lot of ups and downs. It's emotional.
Not bad downs, though.
No, not bad downs,
Yeah.
but downs of you're sad because you're watching these people who have poured so much into other people and so much important to them that they're sad because their journey is coming to a close, that chapter's closing.
When I first thought of convention, I'm just giving you my honest opinion, because I wasn't always involved in like different things like this. And really, it started out my freshman year, I wasn't. And when I thought of convention, I thought like a church camp. Anybody think of like a church camp when they think of like, you know, your school's going to convention? Anybody? No? Okay, well, that's what I thought of. And I thought like, you know, it was going to be more like that environment where you're like scheduled. Like, oh, you got to be here, then you got to be here, then you got to be here. And it's all like this, you know, it's like a really tight schedule. And it's not like that. It's more of like, you know, getting to hang out with your peers along with, you know, having fun.
My chapter, like, my experience at convention as a chapter officer was one of my favorite things because, like, I don't know how y'all's chapter does it, but like our chapter, the very first day, we would get there Monday, and it was kind of just like a settle-in kind of day.
Yeah,
where
our
we would
first
always-
day, we were just dodging the hurricane.
So that did happen, yeah. This past
That
year
one
wasn't
wasn't
Trying
this
to
year.
survive.
Yeah, this past year was a little different, but years prior, like we would always try to do something together as like team bonding for our chapter officer team and anyone else that came. This is the video that gets made. It's like every year. Bullard.
You also get a lot of free stuff.
So this past year we had practiced in the team and Hudson Westbrook. We need to get Exactly this video so I know. Like, yeah, he's stayed on there, but
That's for anybody, really.
those applications open on March 15th.
And there's choir,
Yeah.
Bands.
photography,
Yep.
at ambassador,
Yep.
and
Ambassador and the courtesy
and
court.
courtesy
Yep.
court.
So if you want to be on the floor all of convention, you can. You just got to sign up. You got to be involved, right? So.
Detail oriented, absolutely. Absolutely.